My name's Katrina Whitehead and I'm a lecturer at the University of Huddersfield. My area of expertise is currently in the fashion department, fashion and textiles. However, the students that I teach don't design fashion, they're more digital communication based students. So we look at fashion photography, magazines, creative writing, fashion promotion, illustration, graphic design. So it's quite an interdisciplinary course. So my background is in art and design. I studied fine art at Bretton Hall, where the Yorkshire Sculpture Park currently is based, and I then went on to do a master's in printmaking. So I worked for the media for 19 years before I went into to study my degree and master's, because I decided to change my career to go into teaching. So I felt that while I was studying my degree, a lot of the news stories that I'd been involved with working for the media and the Press Association started to inform my work. So my work reflects society in a socio-political way. So there are certain news stories that interest me more than others, and so that's how I've continued to work with the news meeting art and design. So my background also involves a lot of photography. So when I studied my degree in fine art, I did a lot of installation pieces, and I've also since worked collaboratively with people, and we did a huge projection of work onto a building in Dewsbury Town Centre, which was a fantastic achievement. I tend to now work more small scale on the computer, so I think my main passion, my interest is in artist books and creative writing and the photography. So I studied and created a lot of artist books when I did my master's in printmaking, and this involved it was interesting to me because it involved the traditional craft of printmaking going back centuries, but equally it involved a lot of digital techniques as well. So it was really bringing the craft of printmaking up to date in the 21st century with digital skills. The books themselves had a very sculptural feel to them. I did a lot of work with the inks, but I also did some work blind embossing, so that involved no ink at all, and it was just the impression left on the paper. So currently I'm working more digitally at the moment, so I just need a computer, which is great because that means I can take my studio with me anywhere I want to be. So I could be on the train, I could be at home, I could be out and about, I could be at the university. So my thoughts about what I want to do stay with me in my head, and I can choose to either make some notes in a sketchbook, or I could just get out my laptop and start typing away. The practical process of printmaking is a little bit more challenging. I'm lucky enough to have my own studio space at home, so my own kind of, call it a hobby room. It's now become, since COVID, a home office. You could also turn it into a garden room or a bedroom, so it's a great space. It was our old single garage that I've converted at last year, pre-COVID. So that's been timed perfectly for this year and my working from home and teaching from home. So this studio space is brilliant for if I just want to work on my laptop, so that's no problem. I've got all the facilities here. My cat loves to spend time sitting on my laptop when it's closed because she likes the heat. So that's really nice. It's a lovely space to work in. I've got some plants, I've got my photos dotted around the room. And so I really enjoy kind of coming to work in this space. It's really nice. It's a kind of mint green colour. I've got some plain white units. I've got my photos up, framed photos of the family and myself, and have some special memories. And throughout the year I hope to kind of build up my collection of photos and artwork and start framing them, putting them on the wall. So for the printmaking work it's a little bit more complicated. It depends what style of print I'm doing. So if I'm just doing some really small etchings or lino cuts, that's quite easy to do on just a small table. So as long as I've got a dry area and somewhere to hang my prints, that's no problem. But if I want some more facilities, big print bed for example, if I wanted to do some silkscreen printing, that's a little bit more complicated. It could work here in my studio space. I have got a little bit extra room, but you generally need to kind of, for example, wash your screens when you finish with them. So if they're kind of quite large screens, that can be a little bit more complicated. So something A1 size is a bit more challenging if I'm trying to wash that in the kitchen sink. But if it was a little small silkscreen print, then that would be a bit more achievable. So ideally that involves kind of going to a print facility. So an excellent print facility workshop which has all the print beds and all the equipment is the West Yorkshire Print Workshop in Mirfield, so near Huddersfield. So that's a great place to work. They've got all the equipment there. You can also purchase equipment, and it's a really nice community space so you can meet other artists and talk to them about their work. They have exhibitions every year. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is that even though my room would just about adapt to having print beds, etc., it's nice to kind of go somewhere else to get to speak to people in real life, particularly at this moment in time. So workshops are few and far between, but you can become a member to the West Yorkshire Print Workshop and use their equipment. So it does involve a bit of travel time for me, but it would be worth the effort. So I think ultimately from a kind of design point of view, it'd be nice to have my studio better equipped with the layout, so perhaps some extra kind of, I don't know, trestle table to work on with my prints, the small scale, and perhaps a mini print bed, and some space on the walls to kind of hang my prints when they're drying, and to frame them in a kind of little mini gallery type space. I'm inspired by books, artist books, creative non-fiction, fictional books which use imagery, so photographs and illustration. So I do need a big bookshelf to put all my books on in this same room as well, that I can easily just walk to and grab and get inspired by. So that's my ideal room really. Room for my computer, my printmaking, my books, and a little space for my cat.